Let's explore Docker networks and understand how containers communicate with each other. Docker networking enables isolated containers to communicate with each other and external systems through virtual network interfaces. In simple terms, it's how Docker containers talk to each other and the outside world, while keeping them separate and secure. Docker offers several network types, each suited for different scenarios. These include Bridge, which is the default network driver, Host, which uses the host's network stack directly, None, which disables networking for a container, and Overlay, which enables multi-host networking, perfect for swarm clusters. Let's dive into the Bridge network. This is the default network in Docker. Here's how you can create one using the command line. First, create a custom Bridge network using the command docker network create, then specify the driver as Bridge and name the network my network. To run containers on this network, use docker run, specify the network as my network, and give your container a name such as web using Jinx image. Similarly, run another container named db using the Postgres image also connected to my network. This sets up two containers, web and db, on the same custom Bridge network, allowing them to communicate with each other. Containers can communicate with each other using container names as host names. Imagine you have two containers, container A, running a web service on port 80, and container B, running a database on port 5432. Because they are on the same network, container A can access container B using the name container B as the host name and vice versa. This makes internal communication straightforward and manageable. The host network allows a container to share the host's network directly. Here's how to run a container in host network mode. Use the command docker run, specify the network as host and then the image name, in this case Jinx. When a container is in host network mode, it shares the host's network stack, meaning there is no network isolation. This can be useful in certain situations, but it also means the container can access all the host's network interfaces. Port mapping allows you to expose a container service to the host machine. On the host side, you might want to access a service on port 8080, which maps to port 80 inside the container. To achieve this, use the command docker run with the flag p, followed by the host port, a colon, and the container port. For example, docker run flag p 8080:80, Jinx. This maps port 8080 on the host to port 80 inside the Jinx container, making the service accessible from the host machine. Docker provides several commands to manage networks. To list all available networks, use docker network ls. To get detailed information about a specific network, such as my network, use docker network inspect my network. To connect a container to a network, use docker network connect followed by the network name and the container name such as my network container 1. Similarly, to disconnect a container from a network, use docker network disconnect my network container 1. These commands help you manage and configure your Docker networks effectively. Docker Compose simplifies networking for multi-container applications. In a Docker compose.yaml file, you define your services. For example, a web service using the Jinx image, and a database service using the Postgres image. Compose automatically creates a default network for all the services defined in the file. This makes it easy to manage networking between containers in a Compose application. The network section defines the network configuration, specifying the driver as Bridge for the default network. This setup ensures that all services within the Compose application can communicate with each other seamlessly. Here are the key takeaways from this guide. Bridge networks provide isolated container communication. Container names work as host names within networks, simplifying internal communication. Port mapping exposes container services to the host machine. And Docker Compose simplifies multi-container networking, making it easier to manage complex applications. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit CodeLucky.com for more such useful content.